And then the three women are just, I like this idea that they're kind of like, you see them at first and they almost seem like the same person. There are this blonde blob of, the same like affirming, positive, and
Skinny.
and then you start stripping away and you see these subtle differences and how we have these touchstones in our lives that like, you just the fact that they've done something different with their lives is this kind of offense, or you're on the defense for all the decisions you've made because this person is there who's like a mirror to you, and you see that you could have been something else, or that they chose something different, and how that is it offends your sense of self because you realize you're just, you've made the mistakes you've made or the choices you've made are so transparent in the face of those people. So it was just different ideas in those.
I've never seen, one of the things that one looks for today on TV or anywhere is anything that really tells us where we are actually right now. And there's that scene where it emerges that one of them might even have voted for Trump is just one of these moments where you feel something that you feel everywhere in the culture, certainly in the upper classes at this point, and that was chilling. And again, I'm ambivalent about all of them. I can't root for any one of them as such, and that's what you do here. I mean, so far I feel like this season is a bunch of, you've been edging us. I feel thoroughly edged.
There's a lot of people that are.
I just want to get it over with.
Yeah, if I go online, I'm like, wow. They're like, there's a lot of like frustration that like,
I just want to come.
Well, hopefully you will. I hope
I know.
make you come.
But it's taken forever. It's like I'm on an SSRI or something.
Sorry,
but no, it's all right.
Well,
it's
the thing is like, but this is what you should. It's like this is what it's like. It's everybody's so used to binging. It's what we were talking about, kids. It's like like being withholding and like this kind of. It's like it's people should it shouldn't be that. But I can sense the frustration.
That's the joy of fiction, though, as opposed to my view of nonfiction. Is I want everything to be completely clear. I want everything. Orwell is my model, and if someone reads a sentence they're not quite clear what I mean, then I fail.
Whereas you must love Judith Butler, then.
Yeah, of course. That was a lovely time in grad school. I mean, the good news is I just realized, there's nothing here. But anyway, where was I going with that? You threw me off with Butler. What was he talking about? Say what? Oh, yeah, nonfiction versus... Is that you can... I mean, when I stopped writing fiction in my teen, I wrote these just unbelievably awful short stories and some excruciating poems, and I sort of swore I would never do it again.
I bet they were good.
But nonetheless, the joy of it was I could keep the reader in the dark for long periods of time before I told them things that they wouldn't previously have known. And that's something a nonfiction person never quite gets. You can build an argument, but that suspense, that not knowing of where it might end up is something that fiction holds. And you're the plots here are quite complicated, and they're really kind of almost old-fashioned in the sense that, you're trying to figure out who the fuck is guilty, who the fuck is going to die, who did that and the other. And it's I don't know, this season, for example, reminds me of that anecdote Hitchcock tells about if you were going to blow up a restaurant and you have to show it, you first of all just show them put the bomb under the table, then you carry on so that you never know when this fucking thing is going to go off. And that's what you do with this whole season. You've done with all 3 seasons, actually.
Yeah, I don't know what the pleasures. I just know my own pleasures, but I hope people I hope you like it. I do think it culminates to something that feels like cathartic in some narrative way.
It was you reach completion, as Barbara Walters once said to Bill Clinton in the did you and Ms. Minsky achieve completion?
Hopefully you will reach completion.
The other element that, of course, I watched this with a bunch of homos, and of course they are, first of all, obsessed with Jennifer Coolidge all those first 2 seasons, and sort of living in great mourning of the passing of Jennifer. But Parker Posey is a pretty good substitute, especially on Lorazepam. Are you pandering to us, Mr. White? I know you're not.
Maybe.
I'm just teasing.
Well, no, I think that I was like, when I was coming up with the season, I was like, well, at this point, like, it's like, yeah, it's a funny dance, because it's like, I don't want to do a show that feels campy, that's for, like a gay audience. I don't, for reasons that are, yeah,
I know, self-evident. I totally get it. The
At
beauty
the
of this
same
is it's just a little.
At the same time, it's like I don't want to like back away from my like those pleasures because I'm trying to not do that. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you and there's something very pleasurable about getting a mainstream or whatever audience complicit in your weird pleasures.
Yes.
And it's like that to me is the trick, where it's like you have all these people that are like, yeah, like now wanting to find out what's happening with those brothers, and like they're also horrified and disgusted, but like,
yes,
we gotta see what happens.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know. So like that part of it is funny to me, and I get a kick out of that, I guess. And
I have
so
a crush
it's not
on
pandering. It's pandering to my own. It's pandering to myself, I guess.
It's treating yourself very sparingly to a little delight. To just have Parker Posey ask her daughter why she would ever want to go and live in Taiwan that was the showstopper in my house during the season. But of course,
Hillary Clinton has written 5 books.
Oh yes, that was pretty great too. That was fucking awesome. Yes, sorry. Yes. Of all the things you could possibly indict someone as, that was fun. And that's also that you know these people. That's the other thing. You know them. You've met someone like with those kind of views. Right?
Yeah. Well,
the other thing is I have the hots for all the rich asshole white preppy boys in all your seasons. There was an article about these types, and I think then, but the ability to take Patrick Schwarzenegger's character, and there've been a couple of characters in the previous, or the hot British whore in the previous, yes, who's since become a superstar.
Yes,
I find your ability to make someone even as obviously a big asshole like Patrick Schwarzenegger's character somehow intriguing.
Mm.
Well, my suspicion is he's the gay one, but I'm not. This is the games we play, and the plot is always more complicated than you think it's going to be. But this is a season where you start out with the shootings, and then it's all quiet. It's particularly Hitchcockian.
Yeah. Well, which
of your characters do you love?
I
the
like
ones
them
you've
all.
taken the most pleasure.
I love writing alpha male hetero characters. I love
awesome.
writing.
I love the way you do it.
I
get a slight hard on listening to it. It's amazing. You capture their sexiness and awfulness at the same time.
And also, I like somebody who's unapologetic about their it's like about their sexuality and what turns them on. And I think there's something. I mean, it's like, obviously, and it's just that kind of person is like so shamed right now. So it's just fun to like let them run and be free and be like, I mean, I know there's reasons, like it's not, but he's a pig. But it's just funny how like, it's like, yeah, it's just funny how you realize how moralizing and I think maybe that's why the show connects with people, because maybe I'm not, it's like, I think most shows are so judgy, like there's a lot of judgy, and it's like, and I think that it's weird how much the critics drink that same, you're like, of course we hate the rich people, of course the rich people have to be punished, or of course that guy and it's like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's like, I just,
I had this revelation when I was at Oxford. Because first time in my life I met these people from Eton, like these people, super high class people. And I would occasionally make occasional remarks about them, the way that you might if you. And then I met a few of them. And then one day I was going off, and one of them said to me, we're humans too.
Right.
There's
Well,
nothing.
the thing is, I mean, look at our lives now. Like, it's like you don't have to be insanely. You don't have to be a billion. You don't have to be Elon Musk to live like in a, in a very extreme consumerist, like incredible way. And we're all complicit in that. You know what I mean? It's like, we're like, look at yourself. You know, before you can rail on about the billionaires, but like, what do you do? You know what I mean? It's like, and also, like, it's like we we are. It's yeah. If you want to be pure, good luck. You know what I mean? Good luck to you. You know what I mean? And so it's like and I think there's this idea. Like, I thought of Succession. Succession was another show, but I felt like, it's like I talked to the guy who created it, and he really is worked up about the Murdochs and and like thinks, and good for him, and the great show's great, whatever. Like, to me, it's always like, I mean, yeah, but you send your kids to the same schools. I mean, I'm not trying to take it, but it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like, what is it like? To me, that's very much like reminds me of my childhood of like, you're doing the same shit, but because I don't know, you say you worship at this church, somehow you're free to, you're free to judge other people. But what is your life? You know what I mean? I don't know.
We're all, I think, exhausted by judging in this culture. It's draining, it's enervating, it's exhausting. But to actually just observe and enjoy human behavior in all its weirdness and all its beauty and ugliness is not judgy. I think it's how God relates to the world. Yeah. We are fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And also dark, but he forgives everything. And in some ways, I think you forgive all your characters.
Well, it's
everyone is redeemable, right?
Well, I mean, in the end, it's, I don't know. I think of myself as a Freudian in that sense, which is, Freud, believed that, like, the good people are much badder than they think, and the bad people are much gooder than they think. You know what I mean? It's like, and we are animals. We have these, carnal based desires, desires for imminence, desires to primacy, desires to eat the last piece of cake. You know what I mean? It's like, and we're negotiating with that, with culture, which is trying to tell us to be good. And this is what's happening on a macro scale. This is what the culture is happening. Is like, like there's obviously, bullies, and there's people that need to be, shamed to change their behaviors because they're, and at the same time, that behavior is very human.